Hey my friends, it's your friend Kevin here with today's Divine Daily Blast. We're starting a bit late because I've had, again, technical difficulties, but I think I've worked out what it is. Underneath my computer I have this thing called a hub. In it, the cameras, the microphone and the top camera all plug into it, and I think it's sort of finally kind of died. Anyway, so we're using the laptop camera and the laptop audio, so I hope you can hear it and I hope it's not going to create too many difficulties. Let's get right to today's Divine Daily Blast and look at the cards. Here we have the Angel Numerology number 7 day today. What is the number 7 all about? Focus. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you're up for. Focus on what you're doing. You're on the right path of spiritual desires, blah, 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 and plans are correct, beneficial. Your priorities are all in the right order on a 7 day. Remember, I've said before, 7 is like a lucky number. Works with the 7 of Cups, the Sun, the Chariot, Metatron, Michael. All of those elements come in a number 7. Anything goes on a number 7 day, I believe. Where is our moon? Today we have a full moon, and it happened overnight. It came in LA last night on the 1st at a little after 7, and then in New York it was a little after 11, actually 11 minutes after 11, which is quite wild. Actually 11 minutes after 10, so 22:11. And then in London 3 o'clock in the morning, and in Sydney, Australia, it's happening at 11 minutes past 1. A lot of ones in this number. Anyway, the full moon talks about the importance of boundaries, the importance of relationships, about being conscious that your emotions are in check because they could be running high. This full moon is pretty intense. So, understanding our boundaries, but don't necessarily push people away. It's just difficult. But I also want to emphasize that everybody is doing this full moon dance, and there are a lot of intensities going on. This week alone, I was, keeping one eye out on the news cycle, and one news network, not in this country, was spreading a news about one of their popular presenters and the backlash from people jumping in on the bandwagon and giving their 2 pennies worth of information. And I thought, wow, this individual basically got let go from a job for something that happened in 1997 that was no big whoop, and likely before they were ever famous, and all of a sudden it's come up to bite them, and nobody was really saying exactly what it was. Well, don't say the reason why you let somebody go if you're not prepared to say what exactly they did. It was my point to all of that being, we do have to set down boundaries, and we do have to reconcile, as Ishtar says, our heart with our head. So if something's not right, doesn't seem right, we sometimes have to choose the battles that we go forward with, exercise diplomacy, and understand that in the moment, somebody may not actually mean what they're saying. They may be reacting or responding to something else. So it's a kind of a good time to push pause, let the intensity float by, think of it as water under the bridge, and move on. Draw a line under it. So we've talked about the number and the moon. Let's get to our angel numerology. Archangel Zadkiel. As the Archangel of Forgiveness, I can free you from unhealthy ties to the past that keep you from living in joy. This sounds so familiar. I forgive all prior conflicts in my life. I release the past in favor of peace and healing. I just got through saying somebody had something happen nearly 30 years ago and somebody's not letting go of the past. Excuse me for yawning. I took a some melatonin last night, and it's sort of like, oof, delayed reaction. All right, my isms. Abundance flows effortlessly into my life. Everything I say and do leads to more greatness. I am choosing to trust the process of life and welcome new opportunities with open arms. This will come up again in a minute. This comes from our friend of the channel, Joanna Fantasies, who wrote some wonderful affirmations about 18 months ago. She did a journal. She was journaling every month. It was quite lovely. I did enjoy reading some of those wonderful quotes. Ishtar's been with us. Go into inner learning, follow your heart, and let the truth rise to the top. We don't have to react. We don't necessarily have to respond, but we do sort of have to absorb it and make up our own mind. That's kind of what Ishtar's saying. Make up your own mind and follow your heart. Follow the love. Release the fear. We have Holy Amethyst. The Holy Amethyst angel affirmation is, or angel activation, I should say, I am the light of hope in the world. You are the light of hope in the world. We're all the light of hope in the world. And sometimes it is a bit like scrubbing a floor with a toothbrush. It can be really challenging. Keep going. Keep doing the work. When in doubt, refrain. Step back. Observe. Be curious. Ask why. Treat every situation, the good situations and the not so good situations, like an adventure. What can I do with this adventure? And am I responsible for any of it? I maintain boundaries, yet I'm still remain open to the goodness of others. This is an interesting image. This comes from Louise Hay's daily diary. Looks like some ancient ruin, almost from the Roman times, as if it was part of something, and whatever this is still stays strong. It's a real good depiction of where our boundaries should be, where they are. We have the Fool card as today's tarot card. Now, I like this because on his motley head is all these bright colours, and they've almost got charms hanging from it. You have the sun, you have the moon, you've got a bell, and looks like you've got a Hebrew letter right here. It looks like you also have Uranus, which is all about eccentricity, originality, even in some respects, anarchy. We have the mischievous look on the Fool's face, who is actually being depicted as a wise man. And on this card, you've got three images of the Fool. The actual image, well, no, we've got one down here on the bottom, one on the card he's holding up, and one on his forehead, which is tattooed. The Fool card traditionally basically means impetuousness, risk, change, growth, the unpredictability of adventures. Also, looking at life in a humorous fashion, as shown by his rather mischievous look on his face. So, this is all about life. How unpredictable it is, how the journey of our life is sometimes a mystery. No one can really know, what's going on with our pets. We don't know what's going on with his dog, but he's staying with his companion. He's like, yeah, I'm going to kind of hold on to what you've got going on. And then the Fool in this image at the very bottom is out on a journey. So this speaks to the creative side of ourselves, the artistic side of ourselves. It can also speak to being uncontrollably impetuous. Like on the negative side, it would be you are going off on a tangent and you really don't know what you're doing. That can lead to disasters, although I don't really think it would do that. But this is all brand new. Oh. Excuse me, starting all over again. All right, fairies everywhere. Where are you? Before I don't think I'm going to go to sleep again. I'm just rather sleepy, if you will. But I like it. It feels good. It feels good to sort of feel rested, if that makes sense. All right, fairies, where are you? I want to see you. Back in the tea shop again. But this time they're just drinking tea. Ooh. Oh. Okay, so we've got our two fairies, Gertrude, who is appearing on the left, Beatrice, who's appearing on the right, a round table. Not a very big round table. They could sit underneath it with their legs touching. But the window, those little square windows out the window, but each one of them is showing them a different vision. And Beatrice is saying, make your choices wisely, but include as many people as you can in your vision. What would be good for you? Who else would it be good for? Gertrude is saying, make sure you put the humor, the creativity, in fun in all your plans. And they're saying that the windows out to the world represents the viewpoint from which you're sitting, your viewpoint from here in the now, and what it is you're looking to choose. This is the card. Self-care. Ooh. We've spent our time giving our mind and our heart and our thoughts and good wishes and good thoughts to other people. We must really make sure we're doing that for ourselves. And isn't it interesting that our wonderful, wonderful fairy has decided to line up her chakras with crystals? She has an amethyst at her third eye. She has a turquoise at her throat chakra, opening up her communication skills. A rose quartz in the shape of a heart in her heart chakra. She has a citrine at her solar plexus, and then it looks like a toe. Well, I don't quite know what that stone would be. Jasper, maybe. Right there in her creative space, her reproduction area. So self-care means balancing out all your energy centers, making sure that you're getting plenty of rest and that you're doing what you need to do for yourself and other people. All right, my friends, that's it from me. Thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and doing all that you do. Apologies for the technical changes, but we got it out there. Until tomorrow, big loves. Thanks so much. Bye for now.